Hello guys, it's Akim here and welcome back to our YouTube channel. So for the years, we've got several editing guides from basic cut to 3D modeling and VFX compositing using the Node Video Editor, which happens to be one of the most advanced video editor for mobile editors when creating animation, VFX compositing, and motion graphics designs. So in several tutorials, we've covered the A to Z on how some Node features really works. But sadly, most of the tutorials are quite hidden from the public eyes, which also I realized that the YouTube dubbing feature is not enabled to it, which can sometimes be difficult for our Indian audience. And that's why we've taken all these tutorials, combined them to create this Node Video Masterclass, which by the end of the tutorial, you will have all the skills needed to master the Node Video Editor. So without any further ado, let's get started.
So over here we have the settings, the import, where it can import your saved Node video projects. And we also have the beginner mode. It helps you to process your video based on edited template. So let's begin, as we click on this plus icon that says New. So first I'm going to explain to you Node Video Editing Interface. Node Video have 5 editing panel. On our left-hand side, we have the Effect Control panel. This panel allows you to adjust or transform and animate your effects, text and video clip using keyframe. It gives you precise control over the properties of the effects applied to your layers. And next we have the Composition window. This is where your editing work will be displayed to you. Thirdly, we have the Composition panel. This is where your imported image, text, video, and audio will be displayed to you. Fourthly, we have the Editing timeline. The Editing timeline allows you to view and arrange video clips, trim, cut, and edit clips to adjust timing. And lastly, we have the Tools bar. This where you'll find the bookmark, zoom tool, previous, next, play button, export, and home. A quick explanation on how this tools works. By clicking on the bookmark, it helps you to mark and easily locate certain areas in your video frame that you have marked. The zoom tool allows you to stretch your video clip, therefore helping you to focus on specific areas of your composition. The previous button icon over here helps you to gradually move your video clip frame by frame. The next button icon helps you to quickly jump to marked frames or keyframes on your video clip. So let's proceed by clicking on the plus icon to add our projects file here. We have Import, 3D, Fill, Adjustment Layer, Shape, Text 3D, Text, Group, and Media. I will explain each function in more detail as we go through this lesson series together. So the Media. Provide options where you can separately add video and image. Extract audio from video and also load from file. The load from file allows you to import audio, video, image, and zip file to your projects. Let's add video by clicking on the Video tab. Now that the video is added, let's click on the play button to review video. Depending on how large the video size is, Node Video may start rendering the video clip before playing it properly. You can reduce the preview quality to 10 or 25% in order to make your video clip render faster. Once it's finished renders, click on the play button again to experience a smooth video playback. The stretch icon over here allows you to easily apply speed or slow motion to your video clip. The higher the number percent, the slower your video becomes. And the lower the number percent, the faster your video clip becomes. The arrows on the left side is called the Undo button. It allows you to reverse a mistake made during editing process. The second arrow on the right side is also called the Redo. It's also allow you to reapply changes or items you have deleted. Over here we have the Basic Transform tab. It's allow you to reposition and increase the size of your video clip. The pivot is a point that acts as the center of rotation, scaling, and effects for a layer. It is used to control where transformations occur on a layer. By adjusting the pivot point, you can change the point around which a layer rotates or scales, allowing for more precise control over animations and effects. By adjusting the opacity of a layer, you can make it more transparent or dim, allowing you to create effects like fading in or fade out. By clicking on this box icon, the basic transformation switches to 3D Transformation tab. The 3D Transform tab allows you to manipulate layers in 3 dimensions. This feature enables you to rotate, scale, and position layers in 3D space. Click on the box icon again to return to basic transformation. The More functions also provide cool features like the link to, crop, motion blur, and tiling, which we will be learning about their functions soon. The Audio tab here allows you to reduce and increase the volume of a video clip. The Audio beat helps you to mark beat points to your audio or video clip. The clock over here represents keyframe. A keyframe is a point in time that allows you to create animations over time. Here's a practical example. Now let's create a fade-in effects to our video clip. First, click on the plus icon to add a keyframe point. Next, add another point to where you want your animations to end. Now, by reducing the opacity of the video clip on the first points and increasing the opacity back to 100% on the second point, helps you to create a fade-in animation to your video clip. Click on this arrow icon to hide and reveal video timeline. Now let's click on the plus icon as we go to Media File to add audio. Click on the arrow button to reveal audio timeline, and click on the root icon to reveal multiple timeline. You can also split your media file by clicking on the scissors icon. The end-to-end space represents the missing clip that was splitted. You can also drag your video clip left or right to adjust layer composition. Drag the audio clip by the edge in Other to trim. Now here's a video playback on our workflow so far. By clicking on these icons over here, it enables you to increase the size of your display screen.
Every day I miss you in the most ordinary ways. I always stop and wonder what would have happened if I stayed.
You can also choose to add more audio to your video project. So without wasting time, let's click on the plus icon as we proceed. The group works like a folder that helps you to composite or store media file and effects layer in one place. Now let's add text to our video clip. So these are the available text properties. The font enables you to change and import a text looks. Click on the text to type in your title. The font style allows you to redesign your font looks. You can also increase or reduce the size of your text. The dilate function expands the edges of the text characters, making them thicker or bolder. You can also choose to align your text in different position. We also have the spacing, and the animation preset helps you to add in and out animation to your text, just like these. I will be making a separate tutorial on how the text animation preset really works. So let's skip and go to Fill. The Fill allows you to add color, gradient, and texture to your text. The Style is where you can create your own designs to your text looks by using outline, glow, shadow, and bevel, just like these. The margin allows you to mask your text using this 4-point swing. Here's a practical example on how to use the margin to create a popular text animation. First, let's rename our project file by clicking on the pencil icon over here. Now gradually follow this simple steps as we begin. So here's a quick playback on the work done.
Every day I miss you in the most ordinary ways. I always.
You can always click on the question mark icon for more guidelines. Just like After Effects, you can also stretch or expand your editing panel for more easy editing experience with Node Video Editor. Let's stretch the text clip to match video clip. And next is the 3D text. The 3D text functions is also similar to the basic text function, but the 3D text allows you to rotate the text in 3D space. This icon over here provides options where you can delete, duplicate, convert to, Saber or 3D, and many other amazing functions, which we will be learning all about in due time. Next, we have the shape effects. The shape effects allow you to create and modify shapes using shape tools and also pen tools. Adjustments layer allow you to apply effects, transformations, or color corrections to multiple video all at once. Node Video also has general fill, where you can add different types of layer effects to your video clip. And also, the 3D store is where you can add or import 3D model to your video clip. As time goes on, we will be learning separately how to use this effects and functions together, only on Patreon. The import over here allows you to directly import template and previous video project file stored in Node Video Editor. Click on this arrow to export project. The resolution enables you to increase or reduce the size of your video clip or projects. The FPS, also known as frame per second. The common FPS values include 24, 30, and 60 FPS, but mostly, I normally live mine at 30 FPS. But in this video, I will live it at 60 FPS. And your quality should always be set to very high. But make sure you have enough storage on your smartphone during the export process. To avoid fail exportation, click on the play button to finally export projects. You can also choose to stop or pause your exportation process. And once it's done, you can directly choose to share your video project after exporting, but in this case, I will be watching mine.
Every day I miss you in the most ordinary ways. I always stop.
Hello guys, and good to have you again. So in today's Node Video Full Editing Tutorial, Course 2, I'm going to be teaching you the best way to use Motion Tracker, Stabilizer, and the 3D Camera Tracker. So first, let's start with the Motion Tracker. I will be using this footage of mine as an example to guide you through and to help you understand how Node Video Motion Tracker really works. So now go to the Effect Properties, select Tracker, and add the Motion Tracker to your footage. So this is the Motion Tracker editing properties, and at the top, we have the motion type. The position help you to track only the position of an object. It is useful for simple movement like moving left or right, without any scaling or rotation. The position and rotation tracker allow you to track both the position and rotation of an object. It is useful for objects that spin or turn while moving around. The position and scale monitors the position and size of an object. It is normally used for objects that change in size as they move. And finally, the position, scale, and rotation combine all the tracking movement together. It is normally used for complex movements of an object. Now that you know all about their functions, I will use the position type as an example to teach you how to track an object properly. Next, apply to target. This option allows you to select the video layer or object you want to track. The tolerance option helps you to increase the accuracy of the tracking movement, so you can choose to increase it or not. But normally, I leave mine at 8%. Click on the Analyze button to start tracking your target or object. The yellow bar below represents tracking progress. Click on the Clear button when you want to reset tracking. And lastly, these are the tracking control buttons. So now that you all know this, let's proceed by tracking the video target. Gradually drag the tracking point to where you want to track. Next, reduce the tracking point in Other to increase tracking accuracy. Now that we are done tracking the target, let's add the object layer. So a few days ago, I made this 3D mobile phone, and I will use it as an example to track the target, and which is the hand. So first, I will be removing the green screen background. And secondly, adjust object scale to fit the exact position where the tracking point is. Once that is done, click on Apply to Target and select the video you want to apply to target. And now we click the Apply button. This strike will appear on the Video Transformation tab. Once you successfully apply Motion Tracker, the object layer may go out of composition after applying Motion Tracker. But nevertheless, all you need to do is to recomposite the video position back to the tracking point. Now let's watch a playback of the work done so far. Just like me, you can also add keyframe if you're not completely satisfied with the motion tracking. So next, Stabilizer. This is also an After Effects tool that helps you reduce shakes from video footage. However, Node Video Stabilizer works a little differently. But first, let's add a video that we will be stabilizing. I will be using a clip from the movie Rebel Ridge. So next, we go to Tracker and add Stabilizer. As you can see, the Stabilizer editing properties look similar to those of Motion Tracker, but with just a few minor differences. So first, let's increase the accuracy. And over here, I will stabilize just the face of the character. After that, click on the Analyze button. And just like the motion tracker, we go ahead and click on the Apply button. As you can see, the tracker icon just appeared on the Transformation tab, which also means the stabilizer has been applied. So now we can watch the playback. I'm sure you noticed the video frame going off screen. To fix this, go to the Video Transformation tab and switch the basic transformation to 3D transformation. Next, increase the scale of the video layer. And now, let's watch the final playback. As you can see, our footage here no longer goes off screen. And just like that, it's fixed. And finally, the 3D Camera Tracker. 3D Camera Tracker is also an advanced tracking tool that allows you to track live footage in 3D. So let's go to the tracker and add 3D camera tracking. The 3D Camera Tracker effect properties are quite different from those of Motion Tracker and Stabilizer. First, I'm going to add 3D camera tracking to this video footage. So the FPS simply means frames per second, also known as frame rate. You can set up the frame rate of the clip in percentage, but I usually leave mine at 30%. In other, to increase the speed of the tracking process. Next, the resolution. This simply means the quality standard of the video clip, which I usually set at 1080p. The focal length works like a zoom on your camera. The contiguous overlap is like capturing snapshots of the camera's movement, giving the system enough information to build a 3D scene. Increase the overlap to 15% if you have more camera movement in your footage. The more overlap, the more snapshots and details are provided for a more accurate 3D scene. The match distance is the measurement of how close the virtual camera is to the real camera's movement. But for now, I'll leave this at its default settings. Click on Start Analyzing to start tracking. So this is the tracking result details. As you can see, we have 0 errors and 100% tracking success. You can also choose to clear or reset tracking program. The threshold allows you to increase or reduce track points, therefore helping you to easily locate the areas or position you want to track. And also, you can watch the video playback to know where all your track points are. Drag and long press your screen in Other to select track points. So this is also an option that allows you to select tracking composition, like the text, 3D text, group, and transformation. By selecting the text, it's automatically create a text layer on the selected track point. There you can edit and set animation to the text layer. The 3D text also work the same way, but with some slight difference. The group help you to track multiple layers stored in the group folder. The copy transformation option help you to copy the right position, scale, and rotation you need in Other to create a 3D scene. So I will start by copying the transformation details, and next, add a new video layer. So I will use this monster green screen effect as an example to teach you how to use 3D Camera Tracker. So to apply 3D Camera Tracker, go to the Object Transformation tab and paste the transformation details you copied. Next, resize the video or object layer to match composition. A tracking icon will appear on the 3D settings once the 3D Camera Tracker have successfully been applied to video layer.
So today I'm going to share with you a full tutorial on Node video text editing and animation. So let's first start with the basic text layer. Before I dive into the animation property, I'm going to give you a quick guide on how the text panel works. The fun option lets you change the look and style of the text. The custom option is where you can add your own text font. The text option allows you to edit and type in your text. The size option allows you to adjust the size of the text if needed, and as well as adjusting the amount of space of the text. The animation preset allows you to add quick animations like fade in and jump animation. And here's how it looks when it's being applied. And next, the jump animation preset. Selecting high render option adds more graphics and quality to the text layer. The fill property is where you can customize the color of the text. The type contains other color options, like the gradient type, that enables you to add multiple colors to the text. You can also change the direction of both colors to horizontal or vertical. The texture type allows you to add image or video inside the text, creating a more cinematic looks. The style property gives options to add more style to the font text. Simply turn on the outline to add a stroke to your text. You can customize the color to your desired look. You can also add glow to the text to highlight it. Adding a shadow to text creates a realistic look and adds depth to the text layer. The bevel option also adds depth to your text, giving the text appearance a 3D look. You can use the margin to balance your text position or organize it. Now that you are familiar with these text properties, let's move to adding animations to text. To animate text, go to the Text Effect property. So let's start with the Text Animation property. If you're new to the Node Video app, you might notice the text isn't displaying animation. That's because you'll need to add animation template to activate it. Now that we've added the animation template, you can see the animation now displays properly. The direction controls the first appearance of the text animation. Tweaking the evolution property displays the text animation. The typewriter types out text character by character. You can add startup effect like blur, glitch, and glow. Here's a review on how they work. The start and end property controls the speed and timing of the animation. The animation type offers several options, where each text type has cool custom animations, similar to those in After Effect. You can always explore the remaining types to find the one that matches your style. The Based On option allow you to animate text based on individual characters, words, or lines. So let's take a look at their differences. Tweaking delay can help control the timing of the text animation. The curve option helps you to create smooth text animations by selecting the right curve type. The pivot allows you to set the position or angle where the text animation begins. The axis controls the direction of text movements, rotations, and scaling. You can also choose to tweak the rotation movement to add more style and animation to the text letters. You can always add more tweaks to the options below to create more styles and animation to the text letters. So let's create a simple text animation to demonstrate these concepts. You can also add more text animation templates by clicking the New Animation option. Creating a second animation template provides more control to add and adjust text styles, colors, and animations. Now that you have a better understanding of the text animation properties, let's move on to the text warp effect. This feature allows you to create a specific path or shape where text moves in motion. You can draw your path or shape by adding control points. The stretch feature allows you to stretch text around the path, enabling rotation within a circle. You can also use a custom shape to create a quick text or light effects to enhance the text look. Next, I changed the river type to sea and made some minor tweaks to the distortion. Finally, I added some animation to enhance the text's appearance. So I believe with better compositing, you can use this text effect to enhance your video project when needed. So kindly drop us a like button if you find this video helpful, and until next time, peace.
Hello guys. So in today's editing tutorial, we are going to be learning a lot about Node Video 3D modeling and how to add texture to 3D model without any lag. And finally, what you've been waiting for. How to add VFX effect to 3D model just like Blender 3D animation. So without wasting time, let's begin. Click on the plus icon, select 3D, and click on Import to add 3D model. Currently, Node Video can only import two 3D file formats, which is the FBX and OBJ, and also zip file that contain 3D model. Check on this video description There you will find a link where you can download free FBX and OBJ 3D files. The 3D model may fill the entire screen after importing, but simply adjust the scale using the transformation panel. The transformation panel works differently for 3D models. To adjust, reduce the position scale. Now let's explore the Imperial Shuttle aircraft model. Next, we have the Customer Model panel, featuring material and animation. Animation works like skeletal rigs, generating 3D animations from video in seconds for models with animation rigs. This model has 4 animation types, and the evolution allow you to animate 3D model. Before explaining material, let's add texture to the 3D model. To apply texture to 3D model, first, long press and drag texture forward behind 3D model. Next, hide the texture by clicking on the icon in form of an eye. And lastly, go to Material, select Model Texture, and click on the image texture. Unfortunately, Node Video has limitations regarding texture being set properly. To overcome this, go to the Texture Transformation panel, click the Elastic button, and increase the scale to 1.777. As you can see, there are no texture lapses. Everything looks cool and good. We also have various types of model materials. Default, also known as basic material, adds shine, bump, and reflection to 3D model. Environment reflection uses an environmental picture for realistic reflections. You can also apply different type of environment texture if you want. The tint allow you to change texture color mood. Light direction adds shadow and depth to the 3D model. Reflection allow you to increase more lighting to texture. Diffusion removes noise from image texture when applied correctly. Reflection mode, in the other hand, operates similarly to day and night mode in 3D Blender. When you click the Add mode, the texture becomes bright in nature. And the Multiply mode makes the texture looks dark, thereby adding more shadows and depth to 3D model. Reflection Panoramic is similar to Reflection Environment, but uses a wider image to make reflections more realistic. Matte Cap is a material capture that includes lighting and reflections. It's a quick and easy way to see how your 3D model looks without a lot of extra work. Now that you understand these features, I'll show you how to create a 3D scene using a panoramic image. So let's add a panoramic image. After adding it, avoid dragging it behind 3D model, as this can lead to unwanted results. So I'll rename the panorama image to HDR, which stand for High Dynamic Range Image. Next, let's explore the Node Video 3D camera settings. These settings control how your 3D objects are viewed. You can adjust position, where the camera is located in space. Rotation controls how the camera is pointed, like tilting it up or down, or turning it left or right. The field of view determines how much of the scene the camera can see. It works similar to camera zoom. Link to connect different elements in your project. Skybox help you to create a 3D environment without 3D modeling. Below it are the types of skybox. Gradient skybox can create transitions between different colors in your scene's background. It can also create realistic abstract backgrounds like blue screen and green screen effects. Click on Panoramic Texture, select Panoramic Image to create a 3D environment. You can also rotate the panoramic image from one angle to another. The lines you see are called composition guides. They help ensure your 3D model is properly framed, improving the visual balance of your scene. You can also choose to reposition the composition guidelines. Let's proceed as we add animation to the 3D model. Gradually adjust 3D model to ensure proper composition. Before adding keyframes, I'll reduce the video time duration to 6 seconds. Click on Evolution and add a keyframe. Now let's review the playback. Next, we'll go back to the 3D camera settings to add camera movement to the panoramic image. I'll use rotation to create slow panning shots as the aircraft approaches. To do this, we'll add keyframes to the rotation. For more motion, I'll also add keyframes to the field of view. Before I proceed, if you found this video tutorial helpful, kindly give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tutorials like this. For additional support, consider becoming a Patreon member and enjoy free VFX assets, 3D models, and more. You'll find the link in the video description. I'm not satisfied with my results, so I'll be making some adjustments to the keyframes. Next, how to add realistic text to a 3D environment. First, we'll add a 3D text layer. Now link 3D text to the panoramic image in Other to achieve the same camera movements. As you can see, the Link To feature also works similarly to 3D camera tracking. So next, the lens flare. Lens flare can add realistic effects like sunlight's effect to your 3D environment. So I'll transform the lens flare into a sun effect, just like this. Motion blur creates realistic camera movements and perspectives in your 3D environment. And lighting adds more brightness to the 3D environment. Lastly, how to composite effects in a 3D environment. So I will add dust effects to the point where the aircraft reach landing zone. I will mark this area by adding a bookmark. Now, let's add the dust effects. To gain more control, let's transform the dust effect into a 3D layer. To avoid confusion, I will rename the video file. Next, we'll gradually adjust and composite dust effect to match the timing when the aircraft stopped. You can also turn off the skybox to confirm the effect's composition. To remove the black screen from the dust effect, I'll go to the 3D transformation panel, click the More option, select Material, and then Blend Mode. So these are different types of blending options, but I will select Pre-Multiplied Transparency because it works best for removing black screen from effects. As you can see, the black background has been removed from dust effect. Now drag and adjust the dust layer to where we added the bookmark. We'll add a mask effect to blend the dust effect into the 3D environment. Reduce the dust effect's brightness by applying a filter and select the low exposure mode. And here's a final playback of all the work done so far. And that is how I made the 3D scene using Node Video Editor. So next, how to add VFX effect to 3D model. So this time, I'll use a 3D robotic arm as an example to teach you how to add VFX effect to 3D model on Node Video. This 3D model has no animation, so I will just add a simple rotating movement using keyframe. So with all that out of the way, I want to show you how I applied a realistic flame effect to this robotic arm. So on Node Video, before you can be able to apply effect to 3D model, the first thing you need to do is to add 3D camera. Now move the 3D model into the 3D camera. To add effect, simply click on the 3D camera, go to the effect panel, and just like that, you can now be able to apply any effect of your choice. You can also choose to mask your 3D model and also add color grading to it. So, this is actually a game changer, where you don't have to export your 3D model twice before you can add effect to it. So first, I go to the Assets store and add Saber Effect. Next, I enlarge the screen size and click on the circle icon, and here we go, we have a circle Saber Effect. So next, I adjust and reduce the scale of the Saber Effect to fit the arm of the robot. So now I'm going to change the lighting effect to flame effect just by clicking on the preset option and select Solar Effect. Now I'm going to properly adjust the solar effect to fit the robot palm. In the coming week, I will be making a full tutorial on how Node Video Saber Effect really works. Next, I'm going to add keyframe to match the movement of the rotation. To do that, select all 4 key points and drag it to track the robot arm. So here's a playback review. Lastly, how to easily add background to 3D model. So quickly, I'm going to add animation to 3D model. I'm going to reduce video duration from 10 seconds to 3.15 seconds. So again, we are going to add 3D camera and move the 3D model into it. To add background to 3D model, click on Fill and select Solid Color. Drag the solid color behind 3D camera to make 3D model visible. Click on the color icon to select your desired color. To gain more control over your background, you can also choose to add shape layer. Change the shape type to rectangle and increase the scale to fill the entire screen. Likewise, by pressing on the color tab, you can also change the color of your background to green or blue background.
Animation. Now let's go to the effect properties. Select 2D animation. Here, you'll find the following properties: puppet pin, liquefy, flow, and polygon deform. So let's start with polygon deform. 2D polygon deform is a shape layer tool that allows you to transform and bend shape layers into 2D shapes by adding control points around the layer. To add control points, I normally zoom out my layer on the monitor screen. This way, I can add the control points properly. By dragging the points from one edge to another, you can reshape and transform the video or image layer into 2D. You can also select multiple control points to transform or move the position of the shape layer entirely. To create cool animation, simply add keyframes to the path, just like this. As you can see, we just created a 2D warp animation. The center, scale, and rotation can also be seen as the basic transformations of the 2D polygon deform. They can also be used to create cool animations by adding keyframes to them. Now let's move on to 2D flow. This 2D animation type allows you to create realistic water or liquid movements over time. The canvas icon helps you locate areas where you've applied the 2D flow animation. The eraser tool allows you to undo or clean areas where you've applied the flow animation. The brush tool has properties to control motion and style of the 2D flow. You can also change the type of 2D flow, which impacts the animation style. These types have different impacts and styles on the 2D flow animation. The size allow you to reduce the size of the pen tool. The intensity allow you to increase and decrease the strength of the pen tool. The pressure also increases and reduces the softness of the pen tool. This is also the canvas and the eraser. Next is the animation offset. The offset allow you to create smooth movements to the 2D flow by adding keyframes. The strength allow you to reduce the amount of the 2D flow animation. You can also control the speed of the animation effect. The blending helps you to adjust the textures and patterns of the 2D flow animation. Next, we have 2D liquefy. This tool shares similar operating properties with flow. With 2D liquefy, you can stretch and twist parts of your image in 2D space. like flow. You can also clean up areas where you've added animation. Notice that the brush types are identical to those in 2D Flow. Let's select the twirl type and explore some simple examples. So, basically 2D Liquify is a powerful animation tool for creating warp and distortion effects in 2D shapes. And lastly, 2D Puppet Pin. This 2D animation feature allows you to create dynamic movements by adding rig animations to character or object layers. So let's start with a simple example. First, click on the areas where you want to add control points. So basically, it's important to place points on joints and not randomly. This way you will find it easy to control and add animations. To add animation, go to the pin property. So this is where all pin points will appear. You can control them by dragging the pin from one position to the other. To create animation, I'm going to add keyframes to the control points. To increase animation speed, simply drag the keyframes points close to each other, just like this. By following this guide, you can create impressive animations using 2D Puppet Pin. Now that you're familiar with Node Video's 2D animation properties, let's apply what we've learned to create something amazing. And finally, I'll show you how to combine 3D camera tracking and 2D animation to create an impressive scene. But first, if you're new to 3D camera tracking, I've made a separate tutorial covering everything you need to know about Node Video 3D camera tracking. You can find the link in this video description. So let's get started. Step 1. Select and copy track points details. Step 2. Add the object layer. Now that the object layer is added, I'll paste the tracking details. Next, adjust the object layer to match composition. Once that is done, I'll add the 2D polygon deform. I'm sure you notice the object layer is no longer visible. Even after adding control points, it's still not completely visible. To fix this, delete the 2D animation and switch back to basic transformation mode. Re-add the polygon deform animation. And again, I add the control points. Finally, switch back to 3D transformation. And just like that, problem solved. Now by dragging the control point, you can add 2D animation to the object layer. So I'm just going to create a simple 2D animation effect. As you can see, the 2D animation and the video camera movements track just fine. Next, I'm still going to add another object layer. But this time, I will add 2D puppet pin animation. I'm also going to zoom out of my object layer and add control points around it. Again, I'm going to copy track points details and follow the same process. After making the necessary adjustment, I'm also going to add bookmark to the starting and end point of my animation. To add animation, I'm going to apply keyframes to all control points one after the other. Now watch closely as I make my move. And here's a playback review of all the work done so far.
The mesh warp can be used to create advanced visual effect animations. The mesh warp editing property offers several controls. The rows control the number of horizontal lines in the mesh. Increasing the number of rows provides more precise control over the warp effect. Similarly, the columns also control the number of vertical lines and offering more control to the mesh warp effect. The quality property allows you to adjust the rendering quality of the mesh warp effect. Higher quality settings result in smoother and more detailed warping, while lower settings might produce noticeable rough edges. Enabling the Show Mesh option helps you adjust the warp effect by visualizing how the mesh manipulates the image, giving you more precise control over your target. Finally, the animation property enables keyframe animation, allowing you to create dynamic motion graphics. So let's dive into keyframe animation and create a simple 2D animation effect. I click the plus icon to activate keyframes. Now I'll change the mesh position, which will automatically add keyframe to the animation property. With that done, let's review the playback. You can always add more smoothness to the mesh warp by increasing the quality amount. However, the quality amount is currently limited to 10, so you can increase it beyond that. Again, I'll show you an example of how to create a text warp animation using the animation property. Since our text size is small, it requires more detail. Therefore, I'll increase the rows and columns, making it easier to map out the exact area where I'll apply the mesh warp. And now a playback review. So today we're going to learn how to use After Effect 3D Shatter Effect. And also Fraction Effect. Using Node Video app. So first I'll use this image as an example to teach you how to create a shatter and fracture effect. To find this 3D effect, go to the Properties panel and select the Effects property and click on 3D. Here you'll find the fracture, extruder, shatter, and particulate effect. And today I'll be teaching you how to use them. So let's start with the fracture effect. The evolution allows you to control how fast the object breaks apart. The opacity also allows you to control the visibility of the object. Next, the material helps you add realistic lighting reflections to the object, making it look more like a 3D model. The physics help you add realistic movement to the object. The detail allows you to increase and decrease the particle size, making the broken pieces look bigger or smaller. Drag the numbers up to reduce the size of the broken pieces. The thickness also adds more style when the object breaks apart. You can control this by dragging the numbers to the top and bottom. The random seed changes the random behavior of how the object breaks apart. You can continue to change the looks by increasing or decreasing the random seed amount to get a desired style. You can also change the force type of how the object breaks apart. The available force types are random, directional, and explosion. The directional type allows you to change the direction the object breaks into. You can do this by adding coordinates to the explosion direction. Adding a minus sign to your numbers scatters the object parts to the left. And removing the minus sign scatters them to the right. The next direction allows you to scatter the object parts to the top and bottom. I add the logo I want to transform into 3D. To achieve a good result, make sure your logo like and subscribe until next time. So today I'm going to share with you how to use Node Video Curve Editor to create smooth animation transitions. So the Curve Editor interface only shows up when you've got keyframes added to your footage. So I'm going to keyframe the shape to move from point A to point B. Clicking on the curve icon displays the Curve Editor panel. Here you'll find different curve style that help you create cool animations. And we've got the straight line curve type, which moves at a steady movements without any fancy adjustments added to it. Then there's the custom curve type, which lets you create animations that match your animation style. With the custom curve type, you can manipulate the animation transitions and create some cool transition effects. Next up is the ease in and out curve type. It's quite a popular choice if you want to quickly add smooth, natural-looking animations to your object. Switching the curve motion also help you to achieve your desired animation speed style. Now the S-curve type is similar to ease in and out, but it adds a bit more intensity to the animation speed. You can explore the other curve types and see what works best for your animation style. And lastly, there's the step curve type, which is perfect for creating dynamic animations like bouncing objects or jump effects. Feel free to explore the other curve types to find the one that fits your animation style. To take your animations to the next level, go to the Transformation panel, More option, and Enable Motion Blur. It'll give your animation speed a more professional and realistic look. You can also adjust the motion blur amount to get the perfect look.
In today's Node Video full editing tutorial, we're going to learn how to create an advanced After Effects Saber outline in Node Video app. But first, I'll teach you everything you need to know about Node Video Saber outline effect. To start, I've created a solid layer where all the Saber work will be done. This is the Saber outline editing panel, showcasing all its properties. Here's a quick tip. To create a circular Saber outline, click on the circle icon over here, or click the rectangle icon to create a rectangular Saber outline. Tab on the monitor screen for custom outlines. These points are called control points. You can use them to draw or create Saber outlines on object layers. Click the delete icon to delete selected control points. Click the linear angle to correct bend lines. The curve allows you to control Saber edges, while the angle below it combines curve and linear adjustments. Long press and drag the cursor to select multiple control points. This enables easy control and adjustment to multiple control points. The preset includes types of Saber outlines, such as electricity, golden lighting, and solar, useful for compositing energy effects in VFX editing. Below it is the custom color that allows customization of your preferred color look. Intensity adjusts the Saber outline strength. You can either choose to reduce it or increase it. And the flash helps you to create cool Saber outline animations. Next, the animation property. This feature allows you to add animations to the start and end points of the Saber outline. The start offset controls how Saber effects start, while the end offset controls how they stop. You can adjust the start size and end size to change the Saber Effect size at the beginning and end. The evolution allows you to transform the Saber outline's shape, size, or style over time. To use start and end offsets, follow this example. If you find the saber edge disturbing, you can fix it by reducing the saber outline's start size and add a keyframe to it. You can also apply the same method to fix the end size. Next, let's explore the wind animation. The wind animation has two properties, direction and speed. The direction property allows you to control the motion of the saber outline. Dragging the numbers down moves the outline to the right, while dragging them up moves it to the left. On the left-hand side, you can adjust the speed of the wind animation. Pulling the numbers down reduces the speed, while dragging them up increases it. The speed property controls the overall speed of the saber outline effect. Here's a practical example of how the wind animation works. The Saber Core property helps brightens up the saber outline. You can choose to reduce or increase its value. The Spread property allows you to adjust the size of the saber brightness. But most times, I like leaving the Saber Core turned off. Next, the Distortion layer. This property provides more control over the saber outline. You can also change the distortion type to Cloud, Liquid, Fire, Voronoi, Vine, or Line, depending on the energy effect you want to create.
Head down the highway side, cold wind, but it feels right.
Increasing or reducing the distortion changes the size or appearance of the saber outline. With this, you can easily create laser beam or lightsaber effect. The size property increases the brightness of the saber outline, while the spread property has a similar effect, but with different outcomes. The noise property adjusts the distortion speed of the saber outline. The noise scale controls the texture size. Low noise scale smooths the outline, while high noise scale adds grain and texture. The noise aspect property changes the characteristics or pattern of the saber outline. However, I usually leave it at its default settings. The noise complexity property increases or reduces the level of detail within the saber outline. Lastly, the hue property changes the color tone of the saber outline. To add another saber outline, turn on Distortion Layer 2. The Distortion Layer 2 also has the same properties as Distortion Layer 1. Now, let's explore how to use the saber outline keyframe. Click the clock icon to activate keyframe animation. Keyframes are added when you change the control point's position. By doing this, you can add animation to the saber outline.
I'm taking it slow, but I just want more. I'm taking it slow, just go with the flow. I'm taking it slow, but I just want more. I'm taking it slow, just go with the flow.
As you can see, I just created Star Wars Laser Blaster by adding simple keyframes. The center, scale, and rotation properties work like the transformation panel for the Saber outline. The center property moves the control point from one position to the other. While the scale property adjusts the size of the Saber outline, and the rotation property rotates the outline. The paste and copy property allows you to copy and paste transformations or animations applied to the Saber outline. Now that you know all the functions of Node Video Saber Outline, we will finally create this Saber animation using Node Video Editor. So here's the original video footage without the Saber outline.
This time I can't be speeding. I'm taking it slow, but I just want more.
So first, let's start by adding Saber outline to video. Next, I will click on the circle icon to create a circle Saber outline and adjust the outline to fit the car wheel. To get a good look, I will change the Saber distortion form to line. Next, I will reduce the distortion Saber outline. So I'm going to do some little adjustments to the size and spread of the Saber outline.
You took me to see Versailles in the middle of July. I'm falling to the deep end, giving into my feelings. Afraid to go on this ride. I'm scared to crash inside.
Now I feel more satisfied with my result. To add rotation animation to the car wheel, increase the start offset.
But I just want more.
And after that, here's how it looks. Next, we're going to add animation by adding keyframe to the evolution property.
But I just want more. I'm taking it slow. Just go with the flow. I'm taking it slow. My knees on the floor.
So with the first step complete, here's a playback. To increase the animation speed, adjust the speed amount. And here's a playback review. To resolve the Saber outline going out of composition, we're going to apply motion tracking. Unfortunately, the Saber outline is not visible, so we can't apply motion tracking directly. But to overcome this, I'm going to save all Saber work to a preset and rename it Saber Effect.
Well, hello everybody. If I'll be honest with you, I don't plan on making tutorial today. But I have a very persuasive friend which I need to make these demands. So, well, I'm also will be giving a full tutorial on Node Video CCC on how you can go around with each and every feature you see there with the color wheels, the hue versus hue versus sat, and all of it actually. So without any further ado, let's proceed. So we have hue versus hue, which you can change a selected color entirely. So we have hue versus sat, which can increase a selected color. So you can select a color just by numbering them. So we can see the selected color blue increase in saturation, which can as well try it for any color you'd selected. So let's go on as we proceed. So we have hue versus lume, which simply means light. So any selected color hue will be brightened just like this. So we have sat versus sats, which simply means saturation versus saturation, which it as well covers a large area of color. And as well we have lume versus sats, which simply means it brightens up saturation. And we are down to the final one, which is sat versus lume, which it equally similarly does the same thing as lume versus sat. And also we have tint, which you can choose to increase or not. And as well we have saturation, which you can choose to either increase or decrease. But at this point I'll be increasing my saturation. And also we have channel mixer, which you can also see it as the RGB curve, but in a different variation, which you can as well choose to manipulate your color to your preference over here. And here's another additional trick which you can use to increase your CCC quality, which you can find a separate video on these seen on our description link below. And after we are done with that, you can also as well add up basic color correction in order to balance your color workflow.
Welcome back everyone. In today's Node video editing tutorial, I'm going to share with you a simple trick I use when keying a green screen video, and also how to add background lighting to green screen layer. I will be using this background and the robot green screen layer as an example to show you how to do that easily. So as usual, the first thing you want to do is to go to Mask and select Chroma key. So, in Other, to get the same green background color, click on this color icon and tab on your green screen color. Next, adjust keying by using the red, blue, and alpha option, just like this. And here's a preview on an ordinary green screen background removal. Now, in Other, for you to blend green screen layer to match background texture, go to the Effects store and add the Bump Map effect. Click on the Bump Map type and select Layer. As you can see, a new option has been added, where you can add the background you want to blend to the green screen layer. So over here, there's a texture overlap, and in Other to fix it, open the texture option and adjust the texture scale. And just like that, it's fixed. Next, the light property. This option allows you to control the lighting of the object's layer. You can also choose the point light type, but mostly I use the directional light. One of the most important lighting function is the color and ambient color. The color allow you to apply environment shadow to the object layer or green screen layer. And the ambient color also allow you to apply environment light to the green screen layer. It also helps you to create a more realistic shadow to the object layer. You can also choose to increase the light direction and also the light brightness. So here's a before and after. As you can see, there's a big difference. And lastly, let's add some color correction to make the green screen layer look more realistic.
Hello guys! Today we're going to learn how VFX artists composite CGI and blend 3D objects into live action footage. So here's a playback review of the original footage I'll be working with. So first, I'll transform the color mood of the footage into something more epic. To do this, I'll apply a filter to desaturate all its colors by adding the green isolation effect. Next, I'll add color grading. Now I'm going to play with the color wheels by reducing the intensity of both the gamma and gain. I proceed forward by adding red and green color to the gamma and gain. So I intentionally combined green on gamma and red on gain because it helps create tense or chaotic mood to a scene. Moving on to the channel mixer. So I'm going to change channel output from red to green. I'll tweak the red amount down, increase the green to +4, and decrease the blue to -2. I'll also increase the temperature and tint. With all these adjustments done, we've created a bloodthirsty mood to our scene. For now, I'll turn off the color grading visibility. Next, I'll add a burning car green screen footage. Then I'll go to the mask and select Chroma key to remove the green background. Since the green screen footage has more red, I'll increase the red intensity and reduce the blue intensity. Now it looks better. To enhance the light's quality, I added a shape layer over the burning car and resized it to fit. Then, I blended the shape layer with the burning car by selecting the overlay mode. Next, I changed the color of the shape layer to match the fire color. To blend the edges of the shape, I increased the blur. I'm going to do some little adjustments on the shape size. So here's a before and after effect. Now I'm just going to mask out the writings on the edge of the green screen footage. Moving forward, I added the zombie green screen footage and properly positioned it to fit the background frame. To create a more natural and realistic view, I moved the zombie footage forward Now it looks natural. This creates a scenario where the zombie is walking towards the burning car. Next, I added the chroma key to remove the green background. Again, I increased the red intensity as there are shadows on the green screen. I also increased the green screen opacity, also known as alpha. Now that we have a more polished tone, here's a playback review. So I feel this shape layer doesn't serve as a realistic fire reflection enough, so I'll add a glow effect to the shape layer. Next, I turned off the glow alpha and reduced its intensity. I also adjusted the threshold and reduced the white balance of the glow color. I'm also going to reduce the spread of the glow effect, and again reduce the intensity amount. To make the reflection edge look more realistic, I turned on distortion and changed the distortion type to fire. And properly adjusting the fire noise can create a more realistic flame effect on the shape edges. Now, here's a before and after. As you can see, there's a big difference between them in terms of quality and likeness. So now I'm going to proceed and import the 3D helicopter model. I'm going to adjust the size and rotation to position the 3D model to fit well in the background footage. The video description includes a download link for this 3D model, as well as other assets used in this video tutorial. So next I'm going to turn on the animation option. So we only have 2 animations available. Tweaking the evolution also allow you to view animation display. So I'm going to go with animation 2. I simply add keyframes to add animation to the 3D model. For more details on how Node Video 3D modeling works, check this video description where you'll find a full tutorial link that covers everything about Node Video 3D modeling and animation. So I proceed by going to the transformation panel and add keyframes to the position and rotation to create motion movements. With that done, here's a playback review. So I'm just going to add some little adjustments to the helicopter takeoff. Next, I'm going to add texture to the 3D model. I'm going to expand the scale size of the texture to 1777. I move the texture forward behind the 3D model and turn off texture visibility. Now I go to the 3D model material and apply the texture. So I'm going to increase the light direction and reflection. Now here's how it looks with the texture added to the 3D model. Finally, I'm going to return to the background footage and turn on the color grading visibility. Now I'm going to blend the helicopter to the background footage. To do this, I'll add a red tint filter to the 3D model. Unfortunately, it's not possible to do this directly on the 3D model, so I'll add the filter to the texture material instead. So I'm going to select the red tint filter. Next, I'll reduce the opacity of the filter. And I'll also change the 3D model's tint to a faded red. This way, the helicopter blends with the background footage. I'll move forward by adding a dust effect to the helicopter takeoff. Now, I'll adjust the size of the dust effect and position it. To composite the dust effect properly, I'll switch from basic transformation to 3D transformation panel. This way I can easily control and properly position the effect layer. To remove the background, I'll open the material options, click on blend mode, and select pre-multiplied transparency, and reduce the opacity to 0.50, which will remove the black screen background. Finally, I'll add a red tint filter to the dust effect, allowing me to blend the dust layer with the background footage. And I'm going to add additional tint that also works like a filter. It applies a color tone to the object by changing its overall appearance. Next, I'm also going to blend the zombie to the background. To do that, I'll go to the effect store, flip to stylize, and then select the bump map effect. In the Node Video app, I frequently use this effect to blend my object layers with the background footage. So I achieve this by changing the bump map type to layer. Next, I'll also change the light type from directional light to point light, as it adds more lighting and helps highlight specific objects, in this case, the zombie. To add more like a fire reflection on the zombie appearance, I'll adjust its color. And the ambient color feature allows me to add a background color, thereby creating depth to make the zombie shadows look more realistic. Now let's compare the before and after effects. I'll duplicate and position the zombie layer to fill the dead space in the background footage. After duplicating and compositing the zombie layer, I also decided to add a bat green screen footage to make the scene look as horror-like as possible. I trimmed the footage to determine where I wanted the flying bat to start from. Then I applied the Chroma key and tweaked the red and blue intensity to improve the edge quality between the subject and the background. Next, I adjusted and positioned the bat overlay to fit the background horizon. I added keyframes to the opacity to create a fade-out animation at the end point of the bat green screen footage. To add more natural details to the scene, I went to the fill property and added a smoke effect overlay. I then changed the smoke color to match the background color. I reduced the smoke intensity to create a more natural-looking composition. Now that we're done compositing all the layer elements, I'll reduce the timeline duration to remove unnecessary parts of the project. Finally, here's a playback review.
Hello another video editors, good to have you again. So in today's tutorial, I'll be sharing with you how to time remap in Node Video Editor, which also we equally use time remap to edit our fighting scenes, just like this one. And that is how we do it.
Skip it.
First things first, let's add on our video clip. And once you are good, go on and apply time remap. So this is more like a time bar, and as well it equally shows you the total run time of your video clip. So in order to achieve a successful time remap, closely follow these few steps. So we move to the next one and equally run the same process.
Find you. I'm used to waiting. Are you? Would you be waiting there too? I'm used to staying with you. Would you be waiting? Dopamine when you send pictures. When you send pictures. Can't be waiting. Oh. Dopamine when you send pictures. When you send pictures. Everything's gonna be alright.
So I will quickly be using this footage of mine as an example to teach you how to properly use Node Video New AI feature. So an AI option has been added to the effect menu. In it, we have Smart Matting and Face DIY. The Smart Matting also works like Rotobrush in Adobe After Effect, thereby making rotoscoping a lot easier. So this is the matting panel that I'm going to use to rotoscope my footage. Now let's break it down. The plus sign is used to expand the mask area, while the minus sign reduces the mask area. To add rotoscoping, click on the object you want to remove from the background. The red color fill shows you a clear visual indication that the object has been successfully selected. Zoom in on your object to add more target points to areas that are not properly masked. Next, the feather option softens the edges of the mask, reducing the harshness of the cutout. The dilate function can be used to close small gaps or holes in the mask, which helps you achieve a more successful selection. The invert function reverses the selected mask, selecting the background instead of the foreground. The fill color allows you to change the color of your object or target to a different color. Next, the outline color brings clarity to the object's boundaries and shape, which helps you understand the object structure. And by adjusting the outline color, you can change the appearance of the object's border, making it more visible or less noticeable, depending on your choice. So, after selecting the object, click on the Analyze button to start tracking the object's movement. Depending on your video clip duration, the tracking process may take time, so be patient. Sometimes when the object and background have a similar color or texture, tracking can get tricky and a bit difficult. However, you can fix this by recompositing the target points again on the areas that were not successfully tracked. I still go through the video frame to correct other areas that were not successfully tracked. Once you're done, click on the Analyze button again to continue tracking. Once you're done with the tracking, click on the Save button to finally apply the tracked rotoscoping. And just like that, we've got a clean background. It's actually a good practice to add a shape layer after rotoscoping, which helps you to easily see and verify the accuracy of the rotoscoped area. So I moved the green layer behind my footage to bring the object forward. And here, we lost some tracking data because of my handband and the complex color logo on my t-shirt. However, you can fix this in one step by tweaking the dilate function or recompositing the tracking target. And finally, I'll explain one of the most powerful AI tools in After Effects that's now officially available in Node Video app, Face DIY. This is also an advanced AI tool that allows precise control over facial expressions and movements over the face, eye, nose, mouth, and brow. With Face DIY, I have the flexibility to easily manipulate my character's facial features, such as increasing the size of their face to achieve the desired look. The strength controls the intensity of the Face DIY effect. And the radius also controls and changes the size of the edited face area. You can also add facial animation by adding keyframes to these control points. However, note that this effect currently has compatibility issues and may not work on certain devices. That was close. I almost forgot a vital information. So, before you can unlock this AI feature, you'll need to install a required plugin. Just click the Start Download button.
So we hope you learned a lot from this Node video masterclass, which coming next year will be sure to hit you guys with something new and something different.